The Marybeth Conley Show, weekdays at 12 noon on KWAM, now on FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Pointers. Okay, I know Amber uses it a lot. I need to use it for both of my shows better than I do. Melissa, what is the number one mistake that people make, businesses or entrepreneurs make when it comes to social media? And if that's not a question that has a blanket answer, go ahead and explain the difference, because I'm sure there's some distinction between type of business, and what you're trying to promote.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Marybeth, for having me on. I think that, businesses have to know who their ideal client is, and that's really the key point in social media. It's not just about your product or your service, it's about what that product is doing for your ideal target market. So the big mistake that I see a lot of my clients come to me, they just don't know who their ideal client is. They're like, oh, my service or my product's for everybody. And that's not the way it works on social media. You really need to hone in on who that market is and where they're hanging out. So you don't need to be on every single platform. You need to be on the platforms where your ideal target market is hanging out. And that's really the key point. So you don't want to be like on Snapchat if most of your clients are going to be found on LinkedIn. So you really need to know who you're speaking to and speak directly to them on the platform where they're going to be most likely to hang out.
That makes sense. Okay, so when you're looking at that, you're identifying that perfect client. Are you looking at age? Are you looking at interests? Are you looking, like I'm thinking, because I'm in TV and media, we always just looked at age. I bet that there's some other factors you need to consider with social media. Yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely. Age is important. Gender is important. Income, location, all of those demographics are really important, but also their behavior, what they like, what they dislike, what their hobbies are, what type of magazines they like to read, what they like to do when they go out. What, are they spending time with their families, or are they going out to bars? All of these things matter within social media. And in Facebook specifically, we have a way of tracking all of this. So their online habits are also important. What your competitors are doing is also important. And all of these demographics come together to help you make that perfect picture that you'll be able to target the exact person that you're looking for.
So really, I bet you most people still do this on their own, and I'm thinking you don't need to be doing that. Amber, what do you think? I mean, because this is a science.
It really is, and it's so funny that we're talking about this today, because it's something that's kind of going on in my company. I had to build my industry. Like, colonics aren't that cool. Right. Surprise, surprise.
Especially when you started in Memphis, which is not
yes, in one of the fattest cities in the country, absolutely. Yeah. And we still are trying to overcome this, but we built our business with guerrilla marketing, the social medias and stuff. But like you said, I mean, it is a science, and to the point that it's almost exhausting to me now that I'm repelling away from it, because I feel like, hey, I'm a holistic therapist, not a social media guru.
Right, but it seems to me, Melissa, that her type of business, a spa, especially wellness spa, which wellness has to be explained to a certain point.
But it means many things.
Right,
for some people, it means
things.
Medications and weight loss. For us, it means cleansing.
So, Melissa, with that in mind, that's the perfect business for social media, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And it's a great market. The health and wellness industry is huge, and it's booming on social media. And there's so much content that you can create that will really speak to your ideal target market. So it's all about the way you approach your message, and the people that you're trying to target are going to understand what you want to provide for them when you can use the language that they're used to. So like you said, they might not know what wellness means, so you don't want to use big blanket terms. You want to be able to be very specific and use the language of your ideal target market so they understand. So that's really important in social media, to use their language, and that way they'll understand how they can connect with you, because it's all about building those relationships and finding people where they're most likely to hang out so that you can pop up in their news feed, and that's really the key.
Is Facebook still, because everything I've heard just anecdotally, I don't study this stuff, is that Facebook's usage is really getting older and going down, and Instagram's the big one now. Is that not necessarily true, depending on your business?
It really depends on your business. That's right. So, the younger crowd is using Instagram. We've got a lot of photographers on Instagram, but Facebook is huge, and Facebook is really the sister platform to Instagram. When you're running your ads and you're going through the ads manager, when you're sending ads in Instagram, you're doing it through the Facebook ads manager. So that's where the targeting is coming from, through Facebook. That's where big data happens. So we know the whole data breach and everything, but all of that information is found within Facebook. So you do need to be on Facebook as a business for your presence, for your social media presence. And then you want to be on one or two other platforms where your market's going to be most likely to hang out.
So let's talk.
May I ask what your top ones are? I mean, obviously, like you said, that they're directed towards certain businesses and things, but what do you feel are the big hot spots right now for small businesses or entertainers, people who need their image and voice heard in their market?
It really depends who their target market is. So if you have like a very businessy crowd, you want to be on LinkedIn. If you have a younger crowd, you want to be
more
on Instagram.
Okay.
If you're more into like the interior design or the SE type of stuff, you want to be on Pinterest. So you really just want to be where your clients are going to be. But I always recommend Facebook and one other thing as well.
Really? So Facebook is still the big dog. So what about for a business like Green Mountain? And I know this isn't your area of, responsibility. You have enough to do at Green Mountain. But their client is a business, and a fair and large business. You have very large clients
Walmart,
across
Apple,
the entire country, not just here. So do you have any international clients too? Or is this just
no, but
US?
we are kind of looking into jumping into that world. But yeah, I mean, LinkedIn would be more of a platform where.
But how do you advertise on LinkedIn, Melissa? I mean, how do you promote your business on LinkedIn if you're a business like that?
You can run LinkedIn ads, but really the best strategy for LinkedIn is to build connections. You just want to connect all the time. When you have spare time, connect, and add as many people into your network as possible, because that's just going to exponentially grow your network. And then you want to also post very often information that's relevant to your target market so that you're a top of mind. And when someone says, oh, I need a social media expert, if they see that I'm constantly posting, they're going to think of me first. So you want to always think about how you can speak to your ideal client market, and you want to use the language that they're dealing with. You want to maybe gather the questions that you hear a lot through your clientele, like when you're on the phone with them, questions that come up a lot, and respond to them by writing blogs or posting valuable content. So you're constantly offering value and building relationships, and it will grow by itself organically.
Instead of selling. So it's offering that value free. Okay, real quickly, what are a couple of things a small business or an entrepreneur who maybe is not that active on social media, other than identify their market? Let's say they're pretty successful at that. They know what they want to do, Facebook and one other. What are a couple more things that they should do today just to begin?
Well, definitely have a content calendar. That's super, super key. You want to be posting on the social platform of your choice according to the algorithm of that platform. So not every platform operates the same way. You don't want to post the same thing across all of your platforms. You want to be a little bit unique and different to speak to the market that you'll find there. So you want to also know who is going to be on that platform and how you're going to connect with them with a content calendar. And you want to actually plan your content out in advance and have that content calendar be in line with your promotional calendar. So if you know you're having something big come up, maybe a grand opening of something or a new product is launching, you want all the content leading up to that promotion to relate to that. So you're not just randomly posting things. You're not rushing, freaking out, oh my gosh, I have to post something today. And you want to be extremely consistent. So you're showing up and you're visible in people's news feeds on a regular basis.
Okay, wow. You have taken us to school. Melissa, I'd love to have you back.
Great tips.
Fabulous. What is your website? melissmarketing.com, right? Did I get that right?
Yes, melissmarketing.com. And if any of your listeners are trying to find out who their ideal target market is, I have a free guide for them, which you can grab at melissmarketing.com/dream. And just in case people don't know, Meliss is Melissa without the A, with MELISS. And you can grab my Finding Your Dream Customer guide there for free.
Love that. Thank you so much. And by chopping off that A, you have marketed yourself as unique.
Correct.
I should also say, so there you go, guys. You also spend there you go. You free time DJing, folk dancing, and teaching yoga. I gotta love you. I am coming to Atlanta to meet you and we'll practice that 8 to 8 that Amber advises for our wellness, because believe me, we're gonna have several glasses of wine.
It'll be 10 to 10 when we go down there, Marybeth. Maybe even midnight. You're not eating until 1 next day.
All right. Thanks so much, Melissa. We'll catch up with you later. Appreciate you very much.
Marybeth.